Hello and welcome to the first episode of me doing code on freeCodeCamp. So yeah, I'm currently doing the responsive web design certification and I'm gonna take you with me and hopefully learn a bit more that way by explaining it. So I've already done the first two here just to groove myself in, and I know a little bit about programming beforehand. I did know a bit in Python and a bit of HTML and CSS. But yeah, I'm trying to complete this course so I can also do some projects here and stuff because that's what I'm most scared of, kinda. The project are a bit scary always to start a project. But yeah, we still have two more normal projects where we are following instructions, kinda. Okay, so learn CSS colors by building a set of colored markers. Okay, sure. Okay, so that's what we're gonna make. Colored markers. Okay. Also, we're gonna put in some Minecraft music here. Because who doesn't like Minecraft music? And I'm gonna set a timer so I know how much I learned today. As you've seen in the previous project, web pages should start with a doc-type HTML add a doc-type HTML at the top of the document and an HTML element. After that, give the HTML element a lang attribute with en as its value. Okay, so we're gonna do this. So our browser would know that we're using HTML and also this. And then we will put en lang for language, en for English. So it's the browser will know that it's like an English website, and when someone is searching for it, they will probably get linked to an English website when they are English, and to other one if they are not. Oh, I gotta. Oh, it's this right? So your code should contain the doc type reference. Oh yeah, I need a closing tag for HTML, of course. So we gotta close this tag here with this backslash. Okay, now it works, yeah. And this one. Nest the head element with an HTML element. Just after the head element, add a body element. Nest the head element. Okay. Just, and then we put body here. We'll close body and head because we didn't put anything in it yet, and we want the code to run smoothly. Oh, your head element should be empty. Oh, my bad. Nest a head element within the HTML element, just after the head element. Oh, okay. Ah, yeah, makes sense. So, yeah, it's my bad. So we gotta put this here after the head. Oh, I'm pressing the wrong buttons here, sorry. Even sad panda smiles. Nice. You remember that the title element gives search engines extra information about the page. Also, displays the content of that title element in two more ways: in the title bar, in the browser tab for the page when you hover on it, even if that tab is not active. Once you hover over the tab, the title text is displayed within the head element as the title. Okay. Title, colored markers. That's our project name. I know we're gonna get an ad, but yeah, I'm too poor to support them. But it's a really good website if you want to learn. I think it's really great because it's free. So this is the ad you get sometimes. Support us, remove donations, yeah, help millions of people learn. Ask me later. That's what you can type. The charted attribute specifies the character encoding used by the document. UTF-8 Unicode transformation of format 8-bit is a character encoding standard used for electronic communication. Inside the head element as the meta element with the attribute char sets to UTF-8. Okay. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. Char set is equal to UTF-8 encoding thing. Yeah, it's a self-closing tag, so we don't need the meta closing thing here because it's self-closing. can have multiple meta elements on the page. Each meta element adds information about the page that cannot be expressed by other HTML elements. Add another meta element in the head, give it a name attribute set to viewport and a content attribute set to width device, which looks the same, so your page looks the same on all devices. Yeah. So this is important for like mobile devices and other devices, so it just looks the same as we see it here on the right side, the colored markers, and yeah, it's gonna look the same on, almost the same on phone that way if we use this meta attribute. Okay, give it a name attributes. So name is equal to viewport, content is equal to width is equal to device minus width. Okay, this is a lot. Wow. Initial scale is 1.0. Okay, 1. The initial scale, Interesting. Now you're ready to start adding content to the page. Within the body, nest an h1 element with the text CSS color markers. By the way, CSS stands for cascading style. Yeah, something like that. It's almost like that. CSS color markers. So this is working. This will show work with an external CSS file to style the page. We've already created a style CSS file, but before you can use it, you'll need to nest a link element in the head, give it a relationship set to style, and hey ref attribute set to styles.css. Let's do that. Link rel style sheet. So this is like the meaning of what this file is about, and it's a style sheet that we use to style the page. So yeah, it's where we put real relationship style sheet. And then we put heyref, it's like the link to the file, styles.css, because it's just right here in the same folder. It's called styles.css, so we just put in style.css. Off the hook. What is the external file that also you can start styling the page? As a reminder, here's how to target the paragraph element and align it to the right. Yep. Create a new CSS rule that targets the h1 element and sets its text align properties center. Let's do that. So we have to put the h1 here because we want all heading ones, like all the big heading here, and all other h1s to be on the center. And then we put those parentheses, I think it's called here. And then we put text align is equal is this center, and then we have to put a semicolon at the end. Yeah, this is like a bit different than HTML. Here we have to use like this kind of like for everyone, like this setup kind of template here basically. And here it's really different. Yeah. So this should work. Yep. And now you can see it's on the center here. Now you'll add some elements that you'll eventually style into color markers. First, within the body, we'll add a div element and set its class to container. Div class is equal to container. Make sure the element is below the h1 element. Yep, we did that. Div, close the div to infinity and beyond. Next, within the div element, add another div element and give it a class of markers. Okay, inside the div, gonna make another div, and then class is equal to marker. Div, there we go. This is not changing anything on the side, it's just to give our HTML more structure with the different divs, the different sections basically. It's time to add some color to the marker. Remember that one way to add color to an element is use color, we'll give it like black, cyan, or yellow. As a reminder, here's how to target the class freeCodeCamp. Yeah, we know that. Create a new CSS rule that targets the class marker and set its background color property to red. Out, you will not see any changes. Yeah, that makes sense. So now we have these like classes here, and we have to select them and make them red, but there's nothing inside these sections yet, so it's not gonna change anything on the right side. Because we only have CSS color markers here. And this is not, we have to care about this and not about this, and yeah, so we're changing this to red, and it's not gonna change anything in the code yet. Okay, so we have to type dot marker, and then again the parentheses, background color is not equal. I keep on typing equal because that's what you do here in HTML, but in CSS you have to type the double points. And then we put red, and now it's red. You can also see the red symbol here, that's the color, yeah. And check your code, this should work, yep, maximum effort. The background color was applied, but since the marker div element has no content in it, it doesn't have any height by default. In your .marker CSS rule set the height property to 25 pixels and the width property to 200 pixels. Okay, so this again in CSS, in the cascading folder thing file in our style sheet. We have to change the height. Okay, height is 25 px is pixels. So now you can you see that there's like a thing appearing here. A 25 pixel. I don't know how the English works, but it's a 25 pixel thing that's there. Yeah, sorry, I'm sorry. I don't know the name for it well. And width, I'm gonna make the width to 200 pixels. And you can see it's getting a bit smaller because the marker is supposed to be smaller. Your marker would look better if it was centered on the page. An easy way to do that is with the margin shorthand property. In the last property is the margin area element separately with properties like margin top and margin left. The margin shorthand property makes it easy to set multiple margin areas at the same. Center your marker on the page, set its margin property to outer. This sets margin top, margin right, margin bottom, and margin left all to outer. Yeah, this is smart. Margin auto. So that way we don't have to type in margin top and then auto and margin right auto. We can just put margin and auto. That does it for left, top, right, yeah, for all the sides. Now that you've got the one marker centered with color, it's time to add in other markers. In the container div, add 2 more div elements and give them each class of marker. In the container div, yeah, okay. Oh, my bad. I did not want to do that. So yeah, we have to put 2 more divs in here. The class marker. I could just go by this, but I'm just gonna do it normally to write, because I like writing. Oh, that's wrong. So div class marker. Oh. And then close the div. So now we should have 2 more divs. Oh, hi Mark. Okay, Mark. Markiplier maybe? I don't know. No, probably not. Why do you have separate mark div? They look like one big rectangle. You should add some space between them to make it easier to see each element. What the hell? When the shorthand margin property has 2 values, it's set margin top and margin bottom to the first value, and margin left and right to the second value. In your markers CSS rules, the margin property to TNPX and auto. Okay, so we have to put 10px and then auto. Is this right? Nope. Okay, I didn't feel very right, but okay, so it still works like this. Okay, you don't have to put a comma, I guess, in there. So now you can see the divs, the 3 divs we have, the 3 markers, which are styled here by the dot marker, are all like separated by the margin here, the 10 pixel margin from bottom and top. And the left and right is auto, and now it's right. If the marker is different color, okay, I got showing something. Sorry, 1 sec. To give the markers different colors, you will need to add a unique class to each of them. Each one, yeah. Okay. Multiple class can be added to an element by listing them in the class with space. For example, the following class adds both the animal and dog classes to a div. Oh, interesting. So we can put two classes without a comma, just put one class and then a space and another class. If you add multiple classes to an HTML element, the styles for the first classes you list may be overridden by later classes. To begin, add the class 1 to the first marker div element. Okay. So we put 1 here. Next, remove the background color property and set value from the marker. Okay. So we can now remove this. Okay, interesting. So I think we will make a dot one class selector and then change its background color to the font color we had here. Red, yeah, and then for the other ones we just call them 2 and 3 and do the same. But yeah, we don't have to redo this because they are all side by that marker here already. And we can just put another space and then 2 and then we can style their color with background color. It's pretty handy. Nothing but net, yeah. Then create a new CSS that targets the class 1 and set its background color property to red. Yep, yeah, nice. 1. Parentheses, background color red. So now it appears red, nice. And the other ones are just white because it's on default, it's just white, I guess. Add the class 2 to the second mark div and add the class 3 to the third marker div. Yep, sure. I did not know you could do this, like just a space and then put another class in. It's pretty interesting. It's just that targets the class 2 and sets background color property to green 2. Background color green. Green. And then we will make another one. Free background color blue. And as you can see on the right side, there's all markers styled now. They aren't white anymore, the other twos. There are two main color models, the additive RGB red, green, blue model used in electronic device and the subtractive CMYK cyan, magenta, yellow, blue model used in print. In this project you work with the RGB model, which means that the colors begin as black and change as different levels of red, green and blue are introduced. An easy way to see this is with the CSS RGB function. Create a new CSS rule that targets the class container and sets background color to black with RGB 000. Okay. Let's go ahead. Dot container background color RGB 000. Okay. So this is red, this is green, and this is blue. So 0 is the red, green is also 0, and blue is also 0, which means we have black. And look, wow, this is a bit ugly. But we will change that, I think. A function is a piece of code that can take an input and perform a specific action. The CSS RGB function accepts values or arguments for red and green and blue and produces a color. Example code, red, green, blue, yeah. Each red, green and blue is values a number from 0 to 255. 0 means that there's 0% of that color and it's black, which 250 means that there's 100% of that color. In the .1 CSS will replace the color keyword red with the keyword RGB function. Set the value for red to 255, the value for green to 0, and the value for blue to 0. Okay. So we can also just not use the keyword red here and just put RGB in, and then 255 red, 0, and 0. And now we have red again on the top. Amazing. Notice that background color for your marker is still red. This is because you set the red value of the RGB function to be the max of 255 or 100% and set both the green and blue values to 0. Now use the RGB function to set other colors. In the .choose CSS rule, use the RGB function to set background color to the max value of green. And 0 for and then okay, so we just have to do the same for the other ones. So it works both ways. It's more simple to just use blue, but in order for us to learn the new RGB function, we're gonna change all the values to RGB now. RGB green, so this green, okay, so 0 red, 255 green, and 0 blue. And do the same here. RGB 0, 0, 255. I don't know, we have the same as before, but they look a bit more bright, I believe, in my opinion, but maybe I'm wrong. Not sure why it's like that, but they appear a bit more bright. Probably because it's 100% of green and red and yellow, and before it wasn't like that when you just enter the keywords. Yeah, I'm not sure. Wow, we're already 21 minutes in. Yeah, I hope you enjoy my yapping. Why the red and blue markers look the same, the green one is much lighter than it was before. Yeah, that's true. This is because the green color keyword is actually a darker shade. Oh yeah, the green color keyword is a darker shade. It makes sense because you don't want the very bright green. When you enter green, you probably want the normal green and not like this bright version here that we have here. Actually, darker shade is about halfway between black and the maximum value of green. In the two CSS, we'll set the green value in the RGB function to 127 to lower its intensity. Okay. Yeah, now you can see it's like more norm and more natural green, and not like such a light shade of it. Now a little more vertical space between your markers and the edge of the container element they are in. In the .container CSS, we'll use the shorthand padding property to add 10 pixels of top and bottom padding. As the left and right padding to 0, this works similar to the shorthand margin property used earlier. Yeah, that's pretty easy. We just put padding. Well, it's easy if you know it. Yeah. So top and bottom is the first value, so it's 10 pixels, and then the right padding is 0. And yeah, remember we don't have to add a comma, which is a bit weird to me, but we don't have to add a comma here. It's just magically making sense of this space, and then it works. Yeah, and now we can see it's changed a bit. Yeah, on the top and bottom you can definitely see those 10 pixels that are here now. Din, 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 din. In the additive RGB color model, primary colors are colors that when combined create pure white, but for this to happen each color needs to be its highest intensity. Before you combine colors, set your green markers back to pure green for the RGB function in 2CS will set green back to the max volume. Okay. Okay, so we are trying to create white? I don't know, I'm not sure. Now that you have the primary RGB colors, it's time to combine them. For the RGB function in the containers, we will set the red and green and blue values to the max 255. Okay. Interesting. Whoa, that looks trippy. So now it's, yeah, now it's white, but... Ah, yeah, now it's red. Oh, looks cool. Yeah. So we did all this to just have like the white here in between and everywhere again. Secondary colors are the colors you get when you combine primary colors. You might have noticed some secondary colors in the last steps as you change the red, green and blue values. To create the first secondary color, yellow, update the RGB function in the .1 CSS rule to combine pure red and pure green. To create the first thing, update it in .1 to combine pure red and pure green. Okay, so pure red is 255 and pure green is 255 here. Is this correct? Yep. What sorcery is this? Huh. To create the next secondary color, see and update the RGB function in the choose CSS rule to make pure green and pure blue. So pure green is 255 and pure blue is 255. And yeah, we can see the difference. Get the final secondary color magenta, update the RGB function in the .3 CSS rule to combine pure blue 255 and pure red 255. Now that you're familiar with the secondary colors, you'll learn how to create tertiary colors. Tertiary colors are created by combining primary with a nearby secondary color. To create the tertiary color orange, update the RGB function in the .1 CSS rule so that red is at the max value and set green to 127. Okay, green 127. So we are trying to create a tertiary color. Tertiary, sorry. Okay, it's 255. I think it was like that before and I just changed it. Oh yeah, you can see the top here looks different. Notice that to create orange you had to increase the intensity of red and decrease the intensity of... This is because orange is the component of red and yellow. To get tertiary color, spring green combines cyan with green. Update the RGB function to CSS rules so that green is at the max value and set blue to 227. Okay. Green is the max value and set blue to 127, the middle. I think the middle. Yeah, it's the middle, kinda, because there's no comma. But yeah, basically the middle value of 255. Okay, so to change to this. And to create the tertiary color violet, combine magenta with blue. Update the RGB function in the .3 CSS rule so that blue is at the max value and set red to 210. Blue is at the max value. Blue is already at the max value. And set reds, so reds to the middle again. Wow, look at that. Beautiful blue. I like that blue. There are 3 more tertiary color. Chartreuse green, green plus yellow, azure, blue plus cyan, and rose, red, magenta. To get chartreuse green, update the RGB function .1 CSS rule so that red is at 127 and set green to the max. 55. Oh yeah, that looks different. And for azure, update the RGB function so that green is at 127. And probably the last one at 255, right? Yep, and blue is the max. So we do the same here, I think. 127, 255. Bright pink, yeah. Nice. So yeah, this way we are learning like the different colors, I think. But I don't think I will remember every single one of those, but good thing we have Google, right? So I can Google those RGB codes, because that's a bit hard to learn, for me at least, to keep in mind that 255 and 127 is bright pink. But it makes sense, right? If you think about it, it probably makes sense, right? But you can, yeah, it's still hard to learn for me. Now that we've gone through all the primary, secondary and tertiary colors on the color wheel, it will be easier to understand other color theory concepts and how they impact design. Hopefully. This brings me something here. First, in the CSS rule 1, 2, and 3, adjust the values in the RGB function so that the background color of each element is set to pure black. Remember that the RGB function uses the addictive floor model where colors are set black and changes values of red, green, and blue. Okay. Adjust the values in the function so that the background color of each element is... So we just make everything zero, I think. Because that means it's black. 0, 0. And look how it's changing from those beautiful colors to the beautiful darkness. I actually quite like this. Looks very cryptic, I don't know if that's the right word. That just came into my mind. By the way, I hope you enjoy the Minecraft music. because I love the Minecraft music. Okay, I will drink something and then we can continue. Okay, I might actually stop like at 50% because I'm taking like really long. And yeah, it will be a bit of a very long YouTube video. A color wheel is a circle where similar colors or hues are near each other and different ones are further apart. For example, pure red is between the hues rose and orange. Two colors that are opposite from each other on the color wheels are called complementary colors. If two complementary colors are combined, they produce gray, but when they are placed side by side, these colors produce strong visual contrast and appear brighter. In the RGB functions for the .1 CS will set the red value to the max value of 255 to produce pure red. Set the values of green and blue to the max. Okay. So the color wheel is this thing basically. No, it's not. This is not a wheel, but it's a bit like that. I guess. Nah, it's not like that. Kinda. Nah. It's like a big wheel with all colors. Let's Google for it. Color wheel. I am not a robot, sadly. So this is a color thing, but it's normally a bit like without logo. Yeah, it's a bit more. That has a bit more contrast, so you don't see that it's shading into the different colors that much. It's just yeah, it just goes through basically, and you don't have those separated things here. But yeah, a bit like this, right? A bit like this. Very good drawing, by the way. I'm not sure if I can show this, by the way. I just forgot that there's like copyright on pictures and shit. Yeah, I did not use those pictures in my video. For one, set the red value to the max. Okay, let's go. So, 3 reds, 2 green and blue. 255, 255. Okay, we already had that before, kinda, I think. Notice that red and green colors are very bright right next to each other. This contrast can be distracting if it's overused on a website and can make text hard to read if it's placed in a complementary section. It's better practice to choose one color as a dominant color and use a complementary color as an accent to bring attention to certain content on the page. Whereas in the H1 rule, set the RGB function to set its background color to see. Oh no, please don't do that to me. Oh, I do not like that. Now I gotta like recreate it with my brain. I think it was 0, 255, 255. No. Oh, this is text align. Yeah, okay, let's reset. That's wrong. The wrong function we changed there. RGB 0, 255, 255. Oh yeah, to change it to cyan. I think it's cyan, right? Yep, okay. Great. Next in that one, use the RGB function to set the background color to black and then the dot is use the RGB fast to red, okay. So we went red here. So red is this. And black is just all zeros. Nice. I actually remember a bit. Notice how your eyes are naturally drawn to the red color in the center. When designing a site, you can use this effect to draw attention to important headings, buttons, or links. There are several other important color combinations outside of complementary colors, but you'll learn those a bit later. For now, use the RGB function in the .2 color CSS rule to set the background color to black. Okay, so we want black, which is of course just zeros. And the H1 CSS will remove the background color property and value to go back to the default color for white. So no more cyan, we want white. Now it's time to add other details to the marker, starting with the first one. In the first marker div element, change the class 1 to red. Nice. Update the .1 CSS rule to target the new red class. Oh yeah, so we want the red here. Nice. And update the RGB function in that red so the red value is at its max. Sure. 255, 0, 0. No, okay. Become a supporter. Sorry, I'm too poor still. One day, freeCodeCamp, okay? One day, I swear to God. When I made my $5 from YouTube, which is gonna be in 3 years or something. Oh! Probably never, actually. Probably never. Okay. Help us build more certifications, yeah. No, but I will take your certifications happily. Next, change the class to green, yeah? Okay, and green and this to blue, so we no longer want 1, 2, 3, which is, I think, better this way. Red, green and blue is much more descriptive, like it tells much more about the class, right? Because when you see red, you just know it's probably gonna be an object that has to be red, and 1, 2, 3 is like, what the fuck? Yeah, 1, 2, 3. It's not a lot to that likes, yeah. Yeah, okay, sorry. I'm yapping. Update the CSS class selector 2 so it targets the new green. Yeah, that's easy. For us. The new blue class. Okay, 255. Blue. Oh, my bad, bro. I did not pay attention. Oh, yeah, we have to change, of course, we have to change the selectors here. Green and blue. Not T-blue. T-blue is tiger blue. And I messed up. Oh yeah, okay, we don't have to change anything here. My bad. Not yet. We have to change that in the next step, I think, yeah. A very common way to apply colored window with CSS is with hexadecimal or hex values. Well, hex values sound complicated, yeah, it does. They are really just another form of RGB values. Hex color values start with a hashtag character and take 6 characters from 0, 9 and A to F. The first pair of the characters represent red, the second pair represents green, and the third pair represents blue. For example, hashtag 4B5320 in the .green class selector set the background property to a hex color code with the hex values 0 for red, 00 for red, FF for green, and 00 for blue. Bro, I don't know. Okay. Ah, okay, now I get it. Okay. My bad. This confused me a bit. I thought this was related to what we have to do, but no, it's not. It's just blue, I think. Yeah, it's just, yeah. But no, I don't know. It's some color. Sorry. So we have to do this. FF 0 is for red. 00 is for red. FF is for green, and 00 is for blue. Yeah. I can read those. Can I? What's okay? Never mind. You may already be familiar with decimal or base 10 values, which go from 0 to 9 hexadecimal, or base 60 values go from 0 to 9, then A to F. With hex color 00 is 0% of that color, and FF is 100%. So 00, FF 00 translates to 0% red, 100% green, and 0% blue. And it's the same as RGB 0 to 255 0. Lower the intensity of green by setting the green value of hex colors to 7F. Ah, okay, so it starts at 0 and then to 9, and if we want it to be like even more intense, we go up to the F here. And then we have like 2 values for that one color, right? So we can really mix it up. And shows for every single one how much intensity we want. But wow, that's a bit hard to understand for me. But it makes sense. Okay, we have 50%, so we will stop here. I hope you enjoyed my guide walkthrough let's play. Yeah, let's play. I hope I didn't yap too much and maybe one person learned something from this. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye bye.